From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, February 11th, 2025.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. Federal prosecutors say a registered nurse tampered with vials containing liquid fentanyl that were intended to be given to patients in a Detroit hospital emergency room, with an indictment alleging he accessed a machine at the hospital 178 times in 4 months and removed a vial of fentanyl without a doctor's authorization. Travis Eskridge of Grosse Pointe Park is facing charges of tampering with consumer products, theft of medical products by an employee, and obtaining a controlled substance by fraud, according to a news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Prosecutors say Eskridge worked as a nurse in the emergency room at Ascension St. John Hospital. He was removed from his position at the hospital in August 2022 when the alleged tampering and thefts were discovered, according to the release. When questioned, the indictment alleges, he admitted to removing the vials on many occasions without a doctor's authorization and using the drugs. The January 7th indictment was unsealed this week in U.S. District Court in Detroit. Eskridge made an initial appearance and was released on a $10,000 unsecured bond with conditions that include not seeking employment as a nurse, according to the release and court records. A not guilty plea was entered. His attorney, Ronald Chapman, tells the Free Press, quote, "We're happy to defend Travis in all aspects of this case," end quote. Generally speaking, Chapman says, quote, "In a hospital, when they start to accuse someone of misconduct related to drugs, oftentimes any discrepancy is held against that individual, but that doesn't necessarily mean medication was stolen," end quote. The vials of fentanyl were to be given to patients for relief of severe pain. The U.S. Attorney's Office did not describe the impact, if any, on patients.
I'm Sue Solaski, Detroit Free Press food and restaurant writer. Love is in the air this week. Valentine's Day, the annual day for celebrating sweeties, is fast approaching. And it's on a Friday this year. If dining out is your plan, make a reservation, and soon. Metro Detroit hotspots, known for special occasions, are already slammed or booked with reservations for Valentine's Day. Restaurants and chefs are front and center with specially curated experiences, menu specials, and special touches for Valentine's Day. Some are also offering Galentine's Day specials on February 13th. Galentine's Day, which is a way to honor female friendships, got its start with the hit sitcom Parks and Recreation more than a decade ago. Whether dress-up fancy dining or an intimate or casual spot is what you're after with your sweetie, there are plenty of dinners and special events around Metro Detroit. Expect restaurants to be busy as dining out for Valentine's Day is popular. Be sure to check restaurant websites for hours, specials, and reservations, as many use online reservation companies such as OpenTable or Resy. For a list of what some Metro Detroit restaurants are offering, go to freep.com.
Hey everybody, this is Evan Petzold, the Detroit Tigers beat writer for the Detroit Free Press. On this week's episode of our podcast, Days of Roar, we talked to Cy Young winner Tarik Skubal about his 2024 season, what he worked on during the offseason, and his expectations for the 2025 season, among other topics. Here's a quick snippet from our conversation. When you look back on 2024, what stands out to you about the personal and the team accomplishments? I mean, we had, All-Star, Triple Crown, Cy Young, first playoff appearance in 10 years, first playoff series win in 11 years, doing it all with the youngest team in baseball. Like what really stands out to you both personally and then from a team standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, what I was able to accomplish individually, I think that's pretty special. To win a Triple Crown and a Cy Young in a career, not that many people, in the history of the game get to say they've done that. So to be able to put my name in that list was pretty special. But I'm more proud of what our team was able to accomplish, going from that 0.2% to making a serious push and almost being in an ALCS, a championship series. That's pretty special. It speaks volumes of the guys that we got in the clubhouse. So as individual as last season, you can, highlight my numbers and how I pitched. I'm pretty proud of the resilient group that we had and just kept, battling back and winning games. And honestly, it took a lot of pressure off me down the stretch of, I kind of knew what was going on. You're not oblivious to Cy Young and a Triple Crown race, but it was able to just give me focus on trying to win, each and every day, and especially on the days I pitched. So it simplified my process a ton, but that's something that I'm proud of.
You can hear that full conversation in this week's episode of Days of Roar, which is available wherever you listen to podcasts. And as always, you can find our latest coverage on freep.com/sports.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thank you for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.